It's taking over the entire map. I have to survive 10 mega viruses inside my abandoned lab. I'll need to constantly upgrade the complex, explore the huge map, avoid bacteria, and save people who have been infected. If I fail to do this, my team will get $600. We've just started, guys. Behind me stands my magnificent lab, and for now, I don't see any viruses except for a sheep. On the first day of my survival, there wasn't a single infection on the map. I could use this time to gather as many resources as possible and prepare for the epidemic's onset. The first thing we'll loot, guys, is this van. We need to gather as many resources as possible before the viruses start spreading. Oh, a unit upgrade. It's definitely useful for something. The map had 3 levels of locations. The simplest level included dumps, vans, and these kinds of totems. So it's some sort of dump, and I already see an interesting box. The medium level consisted of various buildings, like pharmacies, shops, abandoned hospitals, and underground bunkers. Additionally, the map had 3 special locations: a seaport, a train station, and an airport. There was also a city with a large population. These places would spread viruses the most, but we could upgrade them to prevent that. I've checked the first 2 locations, now let's gather some wood. Our lab, guys, looks completely abandoned. Let's make our first crafting table. Bam. And now let's finally check out our lab. These tapes are already scaring me a bit. I think they have viruses drawn on them. Some kind of goo on the floor. Let's close the doors and make sure the lab is completely abandoned. At the end of the lab, I found a computer that could be used to upgrade and modernize the building. Also notice this vial where a vaccine was being developed. All 10 viruses that will appear in this world will try to destroy this vial. And if they succeed, the survival is over. Well, guys, the first day went pretty well. I explored the map a bit and looted a couple of locations. Tomorrow, viruses will enter our survival, and I still don't know how I'm gonna deal with them. And the first virus was the autumn sickness. By morning, all the leaves had turned orange. I already see some strange entity, and I think it's running towards me. Mega bacteria started spawning all over the map. NPCs in the airport, train station, and seaport began spreading across the map. Each of them could be a carrier of the virus and spawn more and more bacteria. Looks like one virus down. Many more to go. The first virus is the autumn sickness, and every day the virus will progress and might fill the entire world. Our task is to deal with it and find its weak spot. Autumn sickness, right. We can't let this virus multiply here. I still don't know if there are other NPCs and people on this map, but the question is how we're gonna avoid getting infected ourselves. There were many pharmacies on the map, but the day barely started before they were almost empty. We could only try our luck and find a couple of first aid kits and bandages. Inside we have some weird virus thing, empty shelves, no people, and just trash lying around. This means the epidemic has already started. While I was looting nearby locations to find as many useful items as possible for our survival, NPCs continued to use airports and train stations. Only I could quarantine these places, but the problem was I didn't even know they existed. The second floor, there's trash scattered here too. Another unit upgrade, we'll take it. Great, and we found a couple of first aid kits, and I even managed to heal a bit. I don't know if you noticed, but the foliage also changed color. Now our world really looks like autumn with these red-green viruses. The next location I visited was a large store. So I've come across a supermarket, and look, it's sealed off, and I think the quarantine zone has already started there. And yeah, there's already viruses inside the building. The supermarket was also empty, the shelves were bare, there were no people, only that autumn sickness in the form of bacteria, trash, and some kind of acid on the floor. The virus will get stronger every day, and this is only the first of the next 10. For now, despite dealing a lot of damage, this virus can be considered pretty weak, because guys, it can transform into different forms. For now, it looks like a single-celled creature. While exploring the road, I came across a huge city, and it was unusual because it was there that I saw the first consequences of the autumn disease. And look, there are circles like this around some NPCs. Something tells me that it's better not to go into the radius. We're gonna avoid them. Some of the NPCs have already become infected. This could be understood by this circle around them. By entering this circle, I could 100% become infected with the virus, so it was better to keep my distance from them. Some buildings are already closed with these tapes. Some sick people walk around and maybe they don't even know it themselves. We guys need to try and find an opportunity to craft or buy a mask, or at least a respirator. Otherwise, I think we could soon turn into this bacteria. However, completely unaware of this, the virus was already attacking my lab, and miraculously, I returned at the most crucial moment. So wait, what? They took dug a whole tunnel here. What? Get away from me.
Having climbed into my own laboratory, it turned out that there were still a couple of viruses inside, and I could barely deal with them. It was intense. Despite how strong the virus was, it was necessary to take care of our laboratory. I spent the whole night clearing it of excess leaves and cobwebs to get it in order. In the morning, I went for all those resources that are necessary in any survival: wood, coal, and iron. Meanwhile, the virus was spreading rapidly. The first mutations of bacteria began to appear on the map, and monsters began to spawn.
It's kind of foggy today, and there I see some... What is this?
In addition to the new monsters, I noticed a red circle around the nearest location.
Look, this truck is surrounded by some kind of circle. I think if you go inside, you can become infected. Yeah, we need to find a mask. So let's move away from this place of infection. As I understand it, these locations can be covered with circles like these, and it doesn't bring anything good for us, guys.
In a straight line from my lab, I went out onto the road and went further to study the locations. I found another truck as well as a small gas station.
Ammo, okay. Iron, alright. Oh, an AK, look! The first major location is in our way, and oh, I think it's infected. Wait, where are they going? One of them is infected and he's coughing, look. Okay, let's see what we can find in this location, because we guys can't stop those guys. Oh, okay, we almost got caught in the red circle.
In this location, I was able to find a computer, approximately similar to the one I had in my lab. By clicking on it, the next menu opened. It was necessary to bring 3 DNA items to close the location for quarantine. It was not difficult to guess that as long as it was closed, the virus was spreading across the map. We already had 2 of them in our lab. We needed to find 1 more. This took me several days. The virus progressed, new monsters appeared, and some blocks on the map began to change their color, and the city gradually became empty.
The worst thing, you know, is that we can spend all of our strength to defeat this virus, but actually there'll be 9 more of them in this video, and they will all be completely different.
After a while, I finally closed the location for quarantine, and it changed a lot.
Great, guys! The NPCs from this location have disappeared, everything became covered with these ribbons, and there's a sign with a poster of the green virus appeared. Great, and you have quarantined one of the 3 locations. Close the rest to defeat the virus. This means we're thinking in the right direction. Nice.
The autumn disease has reached its 2nd stage. Now the virus infected the soil, and it gradually became covered with dead blocks.
I don't know, guys, but something tells me that this is a train station, and this is exactly the location that we need. And the viruses have become stronger, guys, and you can really feel it. But Zeman is not to be trifled with. Viruses will not pass through me. And look, we have another infected person here. Okay, let's follow him to find this very computer. I already feel like this guy is going to be infected. Oh, great, I found a computer, guys. And yeah, that's exactly what we need. The only problem is that I only have 1 DNA. And in order to quarantine this location, I need 3 of them. And by the way, I noticed, but I didn't comment. Maybe it's just the colors here, but I think the ground shouldn't be looking like this. Maybe it's the work of the viruses, but so far I have no idea.
We were already very close to defeating the first virus. However, any day now, it could take on the 3rd stage, in which these bacteria will turn into huge mutant monsters that will definitely end their survival in 1 minute.
I don't have much time, guys. There are still many locations on the map that I haven't seen at all. But I have to be careful because monsters are already everywhere.
Having found the missing 2 DNAs, I immediately ran to the train station and closed it for quarantine.
Congratulations, you were able to defeat the autumn disease. You have 1 day to prepare for the next virus. It'll be associated with coal. We only have 1 day? Wait, what are we waiting for, guys?
Tomorrow, I'll have to face the 2nd virus, and today, all the foliage has turned green again, the infected blocks have gone away, and the people have stopped getting sick.
Of course, you're probably curious to know what my emotions are after that experience. Well, firstly, this is only the first virus, and it should be the easiest. And we're just in the beginning of our survival. What awaits us next is really scary, especially considering that the next virus is associated with a cold, and I'm afraid that the entire map will freeze.
Returning to the laboratory, I decided to see what I could improve in it. There were a lot of options. Protection from radiation, protection from cells, physical protection in the form of some buildings and improvements, material protection in the form of some kind of fences, antennas with radiation against bacteria, and even indestructible glass for iron armor. In addition, it was possible to upgrade protection based on other characteristics. For example, against viruses that don't tolerate heat, cold, drought, sun, or nighttime. We could upgrade all this depending on which virus will be next. This is the key factor to winning.
So guys, as you understand, we had a hint that the next virus would be associated with cold, so naturally I'm gonna upgrade this particular indicator. For this, we need 42 lapis. I mean, basically it's obtained pretty quickly, but there's not that much of it, so let's go look for it.
I got lapis quite quickly, so cold viruses should have a pretty hard time getting into our base. I spent the rest of the day finally setting up a proper crafting table and a furnace, making a small warehouse for things in the lab, as well as sorting them and setting up a bed.
Guys, I even managed to install a carpet, and yeah, of course, it's really quite difficult to take care of your home when there's a new virus every day, but you can't really do without it. I also specifically sorted all the things into shelves, because if I need to upgrade something, somewhere again we'll need some kind of menu or some resources will be needed, it's gonna be a lot easier. And, well, that's it, so let's see what kind of virus awaits us tomorrow.
In the morning, a helipad appeared near my base, and a message showed up in the chat that said that I urgently need to go to Antarctica, because an ancient virus was waiting for me in the prehistoric ice, which had to be defeated before it broke into our map.
Look at how awesome the animation is. This is just some new level of survival. So, here I am. Zeman, be careful. Your task is to find the virus and defeat it. If you don't do this within 2 days, the virus will get onto your map and you'll have to protect your laboratory from it. Okay guys, the task is completely clear, but what exactly I need to do is not clear. Well, first let's take a look around. The location doesn't seem that big, but not that small either.
And of course, there were those who didn't want me to find this virus. The local monsters.
So, just leave me alone. Why is it so sticky? Look, there's these tents and there's also some kind of container there. The map is really well done. And, oh, this still can't be opened. Zeman, you're like ice. No matter how much I ask, I'll not give you my code. Okay, I found some resources here, but the virus itself is not here. I don't even know what it should look like an item or a mob or maybe even a boss. We'll find out later. The huge problem is that I didn't even know where we're flying, and that's why I didn't even have clothes on. I would at least make myself some kind of leather armor, otherwise I might just freeze.
Meanwhile, the first ice spikes began to appear on the map, and some even near the city. I had to find the virus as soon as I can.
Not far from the place where we were, there's this laboratory, or what is it? I don't even know what this is. Let's go.
You can do this. You can do this.
Inside. Good afternoon. Are there any viruses on site?
In this research center, I was able to find many useful resources, which I hope will be useful in the future for our lab. But most importantly, I found clothes, and now I could safely walk around Antarctica.
You know what? That thing looks like a ship, and there's a lot of monsters here, guys. You can't just say anything. There's a lot of them. And where's the virus? Like, what does it even look like? I don't even know. I don't plan to stay here at all on the second day. And there is good news. The good, I'm still alive. The bad news, there's no virus here. I found a cave, and it looks exactly where I need to go. If there isn't a virus here, I don't know where to look anymore. Okay, this is it. This is it, guys. Let's run. Yeah, okay, what? Okay, we just need to get together and just destroy this virus.
At this time, even on the roof of my lab, ice began to appear, and the foliage began to slowly die off.
We must defeat him by any means necessary, and wow, he's just huge. And he's only the 2nd out of 10 on my way. Let's be honest, that was pretty dangerous. Congratulations, you've dealt with the 2nd virus out of 10. But the 3rd virus is going to be really challenging. You'll have 1 day to prepare. If you pay attention, you might even notice what the next virus is associated with. The 2nd virus has been passed.
Today I decided to go for a walk around the map to try to find some clue, buy an upgrade in time, and deal with the next virus as quickly and simply as possible.
Guys, I don't understand at all. The world is the same, there's nothing changing. I have no idea what the 3rd virus could be connected with.
Unfortunately, based on the results of this day, I couldn't determine the next epidemic, so I decided not to upgrade anything and just wait until the next day. Today we had a noisy virus waiting for us. Everything before that was just flowers. Loudspeakers appeared all over the map. The first people infected with the virus climbed to these towers and turned on a special signal that infected everyone who heard this sound.
The 3rd virus is already on the map. We advise you to urgently craft a hat. How the hat is crafted, I have no idea. Let's quickly make a helmet and go outside to see what happened there. There's some new flying molecules and there's some other towers by the road, and look, everyone is drawn to them. I think the virus is related to sound.
This is just the beginning, because for now, the virus can only attract mobs. Down the line, it'll be able to break glass, but also entire locations, from which sound monsters will emerge.
In front of us, there's a tower that no one has seen yet, and this is an opportunity to come and check. So yeah, you can open the shield. Oh, the tower's out of power. It would be nice, of course, to get some more information though.
Returning back to my lab, I finally decided to craft iron armor. This was supposed to increase our chances of survival, and despite the fact that right now the virus was developing rapidly, I still decided to loot one location, a giant abandoned hospital.
I'm already here, guys, and you might wonder why I'm not addressing the issue with this sound virus. Firstly, we need bandages to heal because health is not restored here just like that. First aid kits are needed, and I don't see any monsters yet, although the sounds are really quite scary.
A distinctive feature on this map was that after each virus, locations can change places. So as long as I knew where this abandoned hospital was, I needed to loot it as quickly as I could.
It's been a long time, guys. I haven't been so scared. As long as some chupacabra didn't come at me and knock me out with one blow. Yeah, empty, and that's why we came here, guys. Look, first aid kits, bandages, and golden apples are even here. Let's try to loot at least a couple of rooms here and just get out.
By evening, I returned home, now fully confident of fighting the virus.
It's already evening, guys, and something tells me that I just need to turn off all these towers and the virus will stop spreading through this sound. No, just imagine a virus that spreads through sound. It's pretty unusual. It's unlikely that you'll see this in the real world.
The next day, various sounds appeared all around the map, played by those same towers. As a result, glass disappeared from absolutely the entire map, even my laboratory.
Guys, there's this sound in the background. I don't know how to turn it off because it just doesn't turn off in Minecraft. How can I even do that? Okay, in short, here's the glass and that's it. I don't have them at my base, so I'll just quickly close all the windows and we'll move on to turn off those towers.
But on the second day, it was much more difficult to turn off the towers than on the first.
Mobs are already guarding the towers, mobs! Oh, wait, guys. Okay, wait, if I had known, I would have tried to turn them off yesterday.
I thought there weren't that many towers on the map. Really weren't that many towers on the map. But each day there will be more. They will spawn everywhere. The next day, one even spawned right next to my base.
I'm sitting in my lab, guys, and this is only the third virus, and I feel like we've already failed and I couldn't get through it. And to be honest, I initially thought surviving with viruses would be easier. And hey, come here, or rather, get away from my lab. I must pass the survival or everyone will think I'm a loser.
The last hope was to upgrade the lab.
If anything can help us, guys, it's the onboard computer. Bulletproof glass. Very strong glass that should help us against some viruses. I don't know which viruses yet, but it should definitely help against ours. 3 stacks of sand. Seriously? 3 stacks? You know, before going out to find it, I think we'll try to reinforce everything here with cobblestone to strengthen our lab as much as possible. The most obvious place where I can find sand is near the seaport. First, there's an ocean and a lot of sand on the shore there.
Having gathered the sand, I finally upgraded. The glass was really cool, and along with it, a new message appeared in the chat.
To defeat the virus, you need to turn off all the towers or hold out for another 2 days. After that, the towers will run out of power. As you understand, we're not really good at turning off towers, so we'll go with the second option.
In the end, I managed to turn off the tower near my lab and decided to build walls to be ready for the virus attack.
No bacteria will pass. Said it like a slogan. It's a new day, guys, and there's a lot of viruses, but it's okay. We've dealt with viruses before, and I hope we'll survive.
We were able to deal with the noisy virus in the end, but at what cost? The laboratory looked terrible and needed the restoration.
Zeman, you managed to get through the 3rd virus. I doubt you'll be able to get through another one, though, because the 4th virus will be on legs. That's the hint? Okay, guys, we'll work with what we have. Let's restore our lab a bit. If you think logically, what could the next virus be related to? My guess is either these bacteria molecules will be on legs, not flying, because all 3 viruses we had before were flying, or I think the virus will spread through some creatures. Maybe through regular cows or, I don't know, chickens, and we'll need to heal them somehow. So, in general, these are all my thoughts, but we'll only know the real virus tomorrow.
And the 4th virus was a rat disease. Rats started appearing all over the map, but the main thing is that they carried a virus that allowed them to mutate into mega mutant rats. An abandoned bunker appeared on the map, which needs to be found because it contains an antidote to cure all of the rats.
This is a rat epidemic. They'll appear everywhere and mutate. To defeat this virus, you need to find the bunker with the antidote. Rat virus, alright.
Swiffer Power Mop has hundreds of strips, scrub away sticky messes, even from grout lines.
Our locations have switched places, guys, and I can see a gas station not far from us. So the first thing we'll do is loot it. Ammo. Oh, a new chest plate. Okay, good. Oh, wait, look, it's a real rat. Yeah, well, alright, they really are here. And listen, it's not that I'm afraid of rats, but when they carry viruses, it sounds kind of bad. The big question is, how am I supposed to find the bunker? And as you understand from our experience, it's better not to delay.
Waking up the next morning, I was really surprised because the number of rats around our laboratory was off the charts.
Guys, we have a problem. There's a horde of rats right in front of me right now. And as you can see, they're not aggressive yet, but I don't really want to go down and see them.
After my first encounter with the rats, I decided to go to the city and see how things were there.
There were a lot fewer people in the city, and wait, they're running around like real players, look. I think they're preparing barricades against these rats. They decided to seriously protect themselves from this rat virus. The only question is, how can I help them?
In the city, I was able to find an NPC to talk to, and he gladly gave me a task.
Hello, Seaman. Our city needs help. Soon the rats will infect everything. We need 2 stacks of barbed wire, or we won't be able to protect the city. Please help us as soon as possible.
And finally, here's our first task in this episode. Zeman the Savior. Woohoo! Okay, let's go.
As the search for barbed wire continued, the virus was also mutating, causing certain problems.
Wait, these are no longer rats. These are some kind of mutants. Mutant rats. Okay, run. I'm almost there, guys. And we have a storm now. I hope lightning doesn't strike me.
I managed to help the city. Now it was safe, but the search for a bunker hadn't even begun yet.
Look, while I was running around looking for barbed wire, I didn't find a single clue about where the bunker might be. Tomorrow, we'll run around and search for it.
Returning home, I fixed my items a bit and waited for the next day.
What's that over there? And I don't remember the structure here. And by the way, there's these kinds of burrows spawning all over the map. It's better to avoid them. Okay, let's check what this is. Maybe it's a long shot, but what if it's the bunker? Wait, what is this? 3 HP, guys. Okay, this is intense. Medkits immediately, come on, heal up. Something tells me that this really is the abandoned bunker. Going through the corridors, okay, crates. Okay, quickly looting the crates. Wait, back. What was that? Was that a walking rat? How is that even possible? I'm just gonna take all the medkits and all the loot here, and I'll hope to find the antidote. Rifle, okay, let's take it, nice. Wait, I hear them, guys. No, whoa. Okay, these rats have mutated too hard. This might be it. Wait, I still don't know if this is the bunker, but you found the antidote. Okay, rat virus defeated. Return to the base. Wait, what's at my base?
Initially, I thought I'd get some prize or bonus, but what happened next shocked me, and it will shock you too.
What's this? I'm not going in there. Why is there a hole in my base? 2.5 HP. Okay, wait, these are really some tough monsters, guys. Really tough. Okay, I'm running out of medkits on them. This is crazy. What are they doing in my lab? Who are they? Like mutant rats? No. Alright, I think it's over. You're an idiot? What? Seriously? I destroyed all these monsters for this toilet paper? Well, okay, this is different, guys. This is a completely different matter. Honestly, I have no idea how this appeared here. Maybe it was here all along and the passage just opened, but we don't really need it, so let's close it up.
A new day began with a new virus, the money fever.
Look, there's a huge pile of money near my base.
And not just near me. Bundles and heaps of money started appearing all over the map. The residents of this world began to gather and to take it. Money was literally falling from the sky.
Look at this, guys. There's just so much money. People are just standing here and collecting it. This is insane. I mean, let's gather some for ourselves too. Why not? Maybe a shop will appear here and we'll buy a super yacht. Honestly, I'd like a plane with a jacuzzi, an amusement park, and definitely a game room to play Minecraft. Look at all this money. This is insane.
All these events made me almost forget that we're surviving in a world of 10 viruses. And of course, this money didn't appear here for no reason. The next day was still good, except that it was impossible to move through the piles of money.
So far, all the viruses have been somewhat difficult, but I haven't seen viruses that seriously threaten my lab. However, the further we go, the worse it's probably gonna get. And knowing my team, they definitely won't let it go easily. Some upgrades can be made using DNA and that exclusive item that can be found in loot. And there are upgrades that can be made with other resources. We'll max out what we can with DNA because I've accumulated quite a bit. So protection from moisture, radiation, and install an antenna. Oh look, we have an antenna now. This antenna should weaken viruses approaching the lab by 20%. And that's it for DNA points. For today, we've installed all the upgrades that I could.
It's a new day. It turned out all the bills were initially infected with a virus, and all the stacks and bills collected by the NPCs now contain the virus. I didn't know how to deal with the virus, considering that from time to time, they broke through my terrible fence and wanted to get to the vaccine development. And one day, I had an idea.
If we can't break them with a pickaxe, I suggest we just burn them all.
I made a flint and steel and tested it. These blocks did burn, but I had to consider that if I wanted wanted to get rid of this virus this way, probably all the wood on the map would burn too.
In fact, we almost have no options. We would of course continue to fight this virus for a few more days and hope it just disappears, but I'm really afraid I just won't withstand it. These new blocks keep appearing, and considering that I don't have many resources, I will likely lose.
I spent an entire day gathering enough wood and saplings, and on the next day I burned those infected bills. By evening, almost all the blocks were gone and the world looked really empty, but it was the only way to defeat the virus.
The amount of money on the map is less than 20%. This is enough to defeat the virus. You could have done this in two ways. Burn everything with a flint and steel, or find a super pickaxe. Whoa, okay, I didn't find the pickaxe, guys, so we only had one other option left.
On the next day I had some time to catch my breath. I planted the saplings and replaced that terrible fence.
I still have 4 stacks of money in the chest. They're all infected, I can't use them for anything, and I can't buy a fence with them, so I'll just build my own.
Building a sturdy fence was the right decision, because the next virus will be the most dangerous of all so far. A new day, or rather night, the vampire virus was already wandering the map, choosing its first victim.
Urgent news, there's been a loud noise in the seaport area. Witnesses say they saw real vampires. Whether to not believe this is up to you. We advise you to stay indoors and strongly recommend not going outside at night. Guys, if the next virus is a vampire, I'm really not sure we'll even be able to survive.
The first bacteria started roaming the map. The infection epicenter became the seaport. Apparently, this virus was in one of the containers. At night, the virus bacteria turned into werewolves, leaving no chance of survival.
Okay guys, if this is the vampire virus, we need garlic first and foremost.
For this virus, I wasn't planning to loot locations. I was going to maximize the protection of my base because I understood that I was most likely their target. The first night arrived.
So far, I don't see anyone. It'd be pretty interesting to go and see what's happening in the city. Although I think all the residents have probably barricaded themselves and aren't going outside. In fact, they could all be infected as well, actually.
The first group of werewolves didn't take long to appear and consisted of about 15 monsters. I was able to fend off this attack, but a message appeared in chat that said that each passing day, the number of virus bacteria would increase. A new special location appeared on the map. It was called the farm. At the farm, you could find all the useful items that could slightly scare off or deal with a virus.
Unfortunately, there was nothing in the laboratory upgrades that could help us. Everything was related to moisture, drought, but not a word about vampirism. Or wait, it helps neutralize any night viruses? And we have just that, guys. We have exactly that. Only to upgrade this, we need 3 stacks of iron. One of the few times in my survival, I'll be mining during the day and not at night.
The next few days were pure hell. During the day, I had to go to the caves and get iron, and at night, I had to fend off werewolf attacks, and one day, they almost reached my vaccine.
Okay, guys, no, calm down, okay, that's it. Careful. Okay, I'd better barricade this, guys. I'd better barricade this, and tomorrow, when I go to the cave, I'll get obsidian to completely secure this vaccine. Remember, if any virus, any mob, destroys this vial, our survival ends immediately.
On the next day, we managed to get this upgrade.
Alright, nice, okay. You managed to destroy the vampire virus, but that's not all. You're infected. Head to the abandoned hospital to find the antidote. You have 5 minutes. What? 5 minutes, guys? 5 minutes? Wait, what? Okay, I roughly saw where it is. I think I saw it. Wait, while I'm thinking, there's only 4 minutes left. Okay, we gotta go.
Most likely, turning into a werewolf would mean the end of my survival. I had to hurry as much as possible.
Okay, guys, there are 3 floors here. I just hope it's on the first floor or at least the second. I won't have time for the 3rd floor, guys.
It was intense. Until the last moment, I didn't know if I would have to start all over again or if I could continue the game.
So that's not it? The antidote against what? Wait, we could have also contracted autumn sickness and became a virus? Vampirism, okay, that's it, the vaccine. Excellent, guys. Today you got lucky. You didn't turn
If you need a high-performance portable generator at an unbeatable value, check out Predator Generators from
into a werewolf.
This was the most intense moment in this survival. What's more interesting is I visited this type of dungeon before, but only now I found different vaccines for different viruses.
So look, I completely looted everything in the end. I found vaccines for the nanovirus, the sleepy virus, and in fact we've survived 6 viruses, and we know what the next 3 will be.
But there was no vaccine for one of the viruses. You might think that since I found the vaccines, we can relax for the next 3 viruses. It would be that, but this only removes the the possibility of getting infected. They can still kill us and destroy our main vaccine, which is why we need to create it to survive this. The next day, I decided to go to the city to see how things were. Imagine my surprise when I saw that absolutely everyone was asleep. And in the evening, a message appeared in the chat.
At these coordinates, there is a power station. The sleepy virus has entered the world and no one can maintain the power station. To save the world, you need to keep it running until the virus ends. Guys, even though this is the 7th virus, I think it should be quite easy. Not all viruses can be super tough, but time is ticking. I think this is the power station, and now we'll see what's needed to keep it running. Maintain the power station. Okay. Is that it? Well, okay, this was much easier than I thought.
But it seems this task was given so I'd think the virus isn't a big threat. The next day, the sleepy virus spread, turning our entire map into a sleepy kingdom.
Urgent news. The sleepy virus has entered the soil. This anomaly has been dubbed the Sleepy Kingdom. Don't leave your homes, keep the radio on. And I hope our civilization has a chance to survive.
Life on our map literally came to a standstill. All locations looked extremely empty. My team worked really hard on the survival, from animations to situations that arise during the game.
Look, everything outside is covered with these blocks. Wow, I just have no words. Actually, the chat said it's better not to leave the house, so I think it's a good time to check what's changed on the map.
Literally everything changed. Locations got a new look, and a new type of location appeared. Infected wells. In one of them, I even found a mask that I wanted to craft back in the first virus.
Great, guys, I didn't know the recipe for this thing. I knew it existed, and we just found it. I hope it protects us from the virus somehow. Attention, the sleepy virus found the only person who didn't fall asleep. His name is Zeman. The virus is heading to the lab. Okay, guys, it's good that I didn't go far, because if I had, I'd have to speed back like Lightning McQueen.
I just had about a minute and a half to prepare. I knew that I absolutely couldn't lose to this virus.
Alright, guys, they're already coming, and well, there's so many of them. Considering the conditions we started in, just like yellow leaves and autumn sickness, and now even the ground changed color.
The battle with the virus lasted about 3 minutes. In the end, after using up all my ammo, I managed to defend my lab.
Urgent news, the virus is leaving, people have started waking up. Witnesses say they slept very well and don't remember anything that happened. Witnesses? Wait, how are there witnesses? Well, how did they witness if they were all asleep? Well, okay, it doesn't matter. The important thing is that we survived the virus.
The very next day, something amazing happened. The map completely reset and all the sleepy blocks were gone. All the trees and locations were restored, and all the locations that exchanged places had new loot.
Guys, this is just the best gift we could have gotten in this survival. I thought we'd be running around this barren map among these empty fields, but no, this is such a relief.
While I was thrilled that the map was beautiful again, in a remote part of the map, some trees turned into stone in just a few seconds, because virus number 8 had arrived. This was the stone plague.
In my recent videos, I stopped making farms. Maybe I got a bit tired of it, and maybe you did too, since I made them in pretty much every single video. But you know what? Let's try to make an unusual farm in this one. I hope you like it. I don't even know what I want to create yet. I just want to come up with something.
The farm turned out to be very unusual, with 4 floors.
Great, guys, we made the farm. Wait, what is this? A stone chicken? Considering how suddenly different viruses come, I don't know. Maybe this is just a mod. Okay, I don't know what this is. Anyway, today I wanted to gather some more wood, so let's do that, and tomorrow we'll try to upgrade our lab a bit.
I didn't know yet that in this moment I was facing one of the toughest viruses in this survival. The next day, I calmly went to gather wood and saw that some of the trees had turned into stone.
Alright guys, this is not a joke anymore. There was a chicken and now there's trees. Okay, let's gather one more stack and head home.
After sorting and organizing all the resources, I decided to run to the nearest location. Imagine my surprise when I saw that all the people in the port had turned into stone.
Urgent news. The stone plague has hit our world. All living things are turning to stone. Avoid contact with the bacteria to avoid becoming a statue.
Meanwhile, the bacteria were spreading all over the world, turning even chunks of earth into stone.
Some new type of virus is coming right at me. They're throwing these snowballs or whatever they are, stones, I don't know, and they're leaving a trail of stones behind them. Alright, I won't let you into my lab no matter what. Okay, let's heal up. These 2 paths were made by the viruses, and judging by their trajectory, they know exactly where they're going.
In the morning, a message appeared in the chat. To defeat the stone plague, we needed to clear 10 stone totems that randomly appeared on our map.
Guys, I think I found the first one, and oh my god, look at that. Okay, calm down, back away. They took half of my HP with 1 hit. That doesn't mean I'm giving up though. They deal a lot of damage, guys. 2 hits and that's it, guys. Game over. I could really use some blocks to defend myself. Half HP. 2.5 HP. One more hit and I'm done. No, 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 no. You're not gonna hit me. You won't hit me. There's no way. 3.5 HP. I hope there's no one else left there. With this armor, guys, I can't imagine how we'll clear 10 of these. Alright, I hope there's good loot in the box. Okay, a scar and 6 medkits. Alright, that's not bad.
I was lucky to have some resources to make slightly better armor. I spent 3 whole days clearing 10 totems, and once I did, the virus was defeated.
You saved the world from the Stone Plague. All NPCs and animals woke up, and the next virus will be related to technology.
Next up was the nanovirus, a mechanical virus supposedly created in the lab, but I had a trick up my sleeve against it.
The nanovirus appeared in the world. These are tiny mechanical robots that paralyze. I can just upgrade this fence, and basically, guys, that was pretty easy.
Since this virus didn't pose a threat to me, it was the perfect time to prepare for the final virus. I improved my armor, built additional barricades, and was ready to face the last and final virus. The 10th and most dangerous disease in this survival, the deadly virus. The sky turned a toxic color, and the map's palette completely changed. We'll have to survive this last virus in a deserted wasteland. And if we want to win today, we'll need to try really hard.
Yeah, guys, the weather isn't the best today. I don't see a single living creature. The viruses have almost defeated us, but we won't give up. The last component needed to make the antidote is at these coordinates. Grab it and deliver it to the lab before the viruses get it. Hurry, the fate of civilization is in your hands. Well, this is a challenge, guys. Based on this, we need to leave our base, and for this we have an amazing upgrade, the protective dome. After upgrading, the dome activates for 1 day. The viruses won't be able to attack your base. I think this upgrade was made exactly for this moment, so let's do it. I hope nothing happens to our base, guys, and we'll start heading to the coordinates. How we made it to this point, I have no idea. The world is completely empty. There used to be all sorts of NPCs, animals, and monsters here, but now look how everything abandoned is. This seems to be the last virus, guys. How much HP does it have? That's insane. And I think there will be many more like it. If you really enjoyed this video, please give it a like, because it took us 2 months to make. And of course, I tried really hard, and I'm still trying not to lose today. Guys, I'm getting close now, and look, there are traces of the Stone Plague here. They left their mark, so to speak, and I think this is the place where we need to go. I don't know, these monsters could tear me apart right now, and our survival will just end, and there's no turning back, so let's go. There aren't too many of them here yet, guys, not too many. They have a lot of HP, though. Their HP is really high. Okay, let's go, come on, just 2 left. Look, I think this is an abandoned fire station. Let's search everything here and find the item that we need. Okay, Tesla gun, alright, exactly what we need at the end of our survival. Oh, a note and DNA plus. Wait, maybe I think that's the item that we need. Alright, let's read the note. Experiment number 455154. Today, the experiment participant will try to survive 10 viruses inside a generated world. Observations showed that this is not their first trial and far from their last. Let's see what results we get. Oh my god. I would say that the reward is not just this item that we need for the vaccine, but this note. It tells a little story about the universe of all of my videos. Okay, watch more of my videos and maybe we'll find more notes about our entire universe. And by the way, the first notes about our universe appeared in the video 100 Days of Survival on a Zombie Tower. So we found the necessary item, let's go upstairs and quickly loot the remaining stuff.
While I was looting the fire station, I had no idea it was a trap.
Alright guys, we need to get out of here as soon as possible. Wait, what is that? What is that? How many of them are there? Oh my god! Wait, look at that! Okay, back away guys, we need to back away. Okay, I won't give up in this battle. Today, I'll definitely win. They're closing in, guys, they're actually closing in. Okay, back away. Okay, there's an exit here. There's definitely an exit. Guys, this is actually a trap. There's so many viruses here. Oh my god. Okay, my armor is holding up for now, but it will definitely break eventually.
Today, we faced an incredible challenge to try and survive and make it through 10 viruses. It was the final stretch. I just had to make it through by any means. At one point, I even had 2.5 hearts left.
Alright guys, we just need to get to the base. Just back to the base. 2.5 HP. Okay, that's it, viruses. Goodbye.
Today, I managed to survive 10 of the most powerful viruses in Minecraft. If you enjoyed my video, be sure to subscribe to the channel and like this video. This was Zeman. Good luck to everyone. Bye bye.